Okay, hi. I'm Pandu from the Red Closet podcast. In Greek mythology, there is a place punishment in the underworld. That place is called Tartarus. Tartarus is not just a prison for the great enemies of the Olympians, but also is a place of punishment for those who committed terrible crimes. So, in this episode I'm gonna talk about Tartarus. Tartarus is the abyss of Greek mythology, which was used as a pit of suffering for the bad guys and as a dungeon for the Titans. Tartarus is also one of the names of gods, primordial beings that existed before the Olympian gods, or even their predecessors, the Titans. The concept of understanding Tartarus as a place is far better known than his concept of being the name of one of the gods. At first, the ancient Greeks imagined Tartarus as a big hole underground, then it was reimagined as a kind of hell, where those who committed heinous crimes while alive were punished. In Hesiod's Theogony, Tartarus is one of the first beings to appear at the creation of the universe, and is the opposite of Gaia, Earth. First comes the abyss, and then the earth spreads out, which provides an eternal place for all the gods who inhabit the snowy peaks of Olympus. Tartara, plural for Tartarus, in a remote recess of the vast earth. Tartarus is considered a pure elemental being, not a god, like the Titans or Olympians, but he tends to be closely related to his concept as a place. For example, Gaia is not the god of the earth, but the earth itself. Similarly, Tartarus is not the god of hell, but hell itself. The difference between the two figures is that Gaia is more prominent in Greek mythology, especially in the myth that explains Kronos' rise to power and his attempt to overthrow his father Ouranos. As a place, Tartarus is imagined as an inverted dome. The Greeks imagined that the universe was in the form of an egg or a sphere. This cosmic sphere is divided into two, with the middle part separated by a flat disk, namely the Earth. The upper half of this sphere forms the dome of the sky, while the lower half also forms the dome of the sky, while the lower half forms a Tartarus pit. In Hesiod's Theogony, the distance between heaven, earth and Tartarus is given as follows. As the distance between heaven and earth is great, so is the distance from earth to Tartarus. During 9 nights and days the bronze anvil may fall from heaven, and on the 10th day it reaches the earth. And for 9 nights and days the bronze anvil may fall from the earth, and on the 10th day reach Tartarus. Okay, before we go too deep, you can click the subscribe button so you don't miss the next content. Okay, let's go on. Originally, Tartarus was the place where the Olympians imprisoned those who threatened their rule. The most important were probably their predecessors, the Titans. After the war between the Titans and the Olympians, the former, defeated by the latter, were imprisoned in Tartarus. Hesiod describes the event as follows. And they, the Olympians, sent them, the Titans, in painful slavery, having beaten them by force for all their pride. There the gods of Titan are hidden in misty darkness, by the decision of Zeus the cloud collector, whose place is located at the end of the vast earth. They had no way out. Poseidon closed the door and a wall connected to it from 2 sides. Their Kotos, Aegus, and Obrireos, Zeus' trusted bodyguards, bear the shade. It was only in later times that the ancient Greeks reimagined Tartarus not only as a prison for the great enemies of the Olympians, but also as a place of punishment for those who committed terrible crimes. As a territory where the wicked are punished, this view of Tartarus contradicts the concept of Elysium, where the righteous are said to live. Some of the most famous characters said to be punished in Tartarus include Tantalus, Sisyphus, Ixion, and Danaïdes. There are various crimes that can result in a person being punished in Tartarus, and the punishment should be according to the crime. In Virgil's Aeneid, Aeneas' journey through the underworld is described in great detail. At one point, the hero is informed of the villain and Tartarus punishment by Sibyl. The ones confined in this place and awaiting punishment are those who in life hate their brothers, beat their fathers, deceive their dependents, find wealth and think for themselves without leaving any share for their relatives. These are the most of all people: those who are caught and killed in adultery, those who take up arms against their own people and do not hesitate to abuse the trust of their masters. Some of them were punished by having large stones rolled over them, or they were forced to roll large stones, or they were tied to a jagged wheel and rolled over. If I had 100 tongues, 100 mouths and an iron voice, I could not cover all their different crimes or name all their different punishments. Okay, that's all from Tartarus story. If you have a request or suggestion, you can write it in the comment below. If you liked this content, please share this video to your friends, your family, your girlfriend or boyfriend. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you all.